If you're ever wondering how rich people maintain their wealth, there's only one thing that rich people would always avoid: spending money needlessly on unnecessary things. You may think that being rich equates to financial freedom. However, this is not the case. Even wealthy people shop for sales or better deals like a buy one get one free from a store. Like most of us, they live simple lives. One thing to take note of, however, is that they mostly buy necessities instead of buying wants. Even when they can afford much more, they spend their money consciously. Hi, welcome back to Grace in Finance. In today's video, we're going to talk about 7 expenses the wealthy avoid. Number 1. Video games and TV expenses. Millionaires don't spend even 60 minutes a day in front of the TV compared to an average person who spends more than 5 hours a day on it. Most millionaires prefer reading books and working on businesses rather than spending that time on the TV watching Netflix. Research suggests that the amount of time you spend in front of the TV deeply correlates to your household income. Those who have a net worth higher than $75,000 tend to watch TV less than those whose household net worth is $25,000. If you just lounge around your couch playing video games and watching TV on how people become rich, you will never climb up that financial ladder. Time, energy, and money are lost whenever you indulge yourself in these things without productivity. Number 2. Fast food expenses. Wealthy people prefer cheap dining options for themselves, unlike the average person who spends money dining outside almost every day. A lot of rich people even use discount coupons to save money. Rich people prefer buying groceries to eating out every day. They also prefer living a healthier lifestyle that crosses out junk foods that in reality are financially draining. Number 3. Debt expenses. While debt is a helpful tool that rich people manipulate to make more money, it is not always a good practice. There are different kinds of people in debt. The kind that owe millions but can manage to brush it off like it's nothing, and the type that is buried in student loans and highly expensive home ownership mortgages. For wealthy people, borrowing money for an investment is too much of a risk that can snowball if something goes bad. Financial advisors suggest not to take risks with borrowing money. Unless the investments that they are eyeing have the potential to outpace interest rates, wealthy people often prefer to not get multiple credit cards, home ownership plans, and even car loans. So unless you have a strong plan that caters to unexpected twists and turns with the risks of investing, do not take on more unnecessary debt. Doing so unprepared may extremely damage your financial life and hinder yourself from achieving financial freedom. Getting yourself caught up in toxic debt is very easy, and at the same time, it's extremely hard to get out of. If you owe money through student loans, on average, it will take you at least 20 years to pay back everything. In these 20 years, interest will only continue to go up until you're paying way more than you borrowed. Financial advisors suggest to never take loans if you can avoid it. Number 4. Spending money on luxury goods. While you do need clothes as a basic need in your life, there is no point in you buying designer clothing items that can easily put an average person into a toxic debt. Rich people don't think that spending on trendy designer wearable pieces isn't worthwhile, considering the trend always changes after a few months. Wealthy people know that value comes first before price, and that just because something is expensive doesn't mean it's valuable. Billionaires like Steve Jobs and Bill Gates tend to dress casually, owning some basic inexpensive jeans, black shirts, sneakers, and watches. Most wealthy people own basic inexpensive items for day-to-day use. This is because they believe that no materialistic expenses can ever match up with deeper experiences in life. Until your shoes can no longer be worn, there really is no need for you to buy more. Number 5. Costly real estate expenses. While there are a lot of luxurious homes flaunted by celebrities and influencers on social media, rich people don't like owning multiple expensive real estate homes. Self-made millionaires are overly conscious of home ownership. Purchasing an expensive house in an expensive neighborhood only leads to getting yourself away from wise wealth accumulation. More millionaires opt to live in houses valued at around $300,000. The number of these millionaires are 3 times more than those who chose to buy houses priced at $1 million. Living in an expensive house within an expensive neighborhood will inevitably lead to an expensive lifestyle. An increase in living expenses may compromise wealth accumulation in the future. If you ever plan on buying houses, look for the best deals. A good deal on houses means that you purchase the house at a fairly low price and in a good, profitable neighborhood. The next step after your purchase is to wait for the value to appreciate over time. That way, you can sell your property at a higher price and gain huge profits from it. Number 6. Luxury cars and flight expenses. Most wealthy people don't book business class flights, nor do they drive expensive cars. Even Mark Zuckerberg drives a car priced at $30,000. Car ownership gets pricey in the future, especially when owning an expensive car means that you will also have expensive maintenance for it in the future. Cars also depreciate in value. It's unwise to spend so much on them when you won't even profit from them in the future. But instead, spend more on maintenance costs. While there is societal pressure to buy luxurious cars, most rich people can be found driving cheap or old cars. In fact, 60% of billionaires drive around using cars like Toyotas and Hondas. Lastly, number 7, expensive education. Most wealthy people didn't even go to college or finish their degrees. Almost 1/3 of billionaires did not even finish college. While college molds you to become academically excellent, you will just eventually end up chained to a desk and chair just for the sake of being employed. College graduates spend at least 20 years of their time paying off their college debt. Millionaires at this time, however, are already financially capable. Diving into the real world after college, you will realize that your college degree, which you spent thousands in dollars to achieve, is not a ticket to financial freedom in contrast to what you expected. Even rich people don't spend on an expensive education for their children. They never even spend money on expensive tutors too. This is because they believe that important life skills are not taught in schools. They expose their children mostly to valuable life skills and opportunities that will eventually equip them in real life. By doing this, rich people avoid the expensive college debt and average paying job in the future of their children. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to press like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to notify you of new helpful videos.